I'm going to show you guys how to make a gold record. This is the closest I could get without a laser engraver. You know, real gold records have laser engraved plaques and all that stuff on them. So I'm just going to give you my best rendition of a homemade gold record plaque, so you can do one yourself. Here we go. So I bought these 18 by 24. They come with this little paper band around them. Okay, that's like a little border, but here's what we're gonna do with that. We're gonna fold that up into like an accordion. You know, make an accordion out of it. So when you do an accordion record, you get your gold record. No, I'm just kidding. That's trash. So what we do, we take these sheets of corrugated foam board. All right, they're just, you can buy them at Walmart. Any kind of, I guess, box store, you know, the printing stores, all that kind of stuff. So, but anyway, you get these foam sheets, and they are, I think they started at 24 by 36. So this is a 20 by 24 frame. So remember, we took this band and just crumbled it up. So what I did, it's like matting, okay? So I just cut this, and it's hard to cut. It's very meticulous stuff. So use a straight edge and don't cut your finger. So anyway, it's a 2-inch by 2-inch band all the way around. I want to show you the back. See, the back is where I marked it. You can see the little marks there. So you always look for your best side. I think some of these had little scratches on one side, so I made sure I picked the right side. So we now have the right side. All right, so this is poster board, okay? This red, and they're different colors. I have different colors I'll show you. So what I do is I cut these labels, and you can't print them circle with these little ribbons on. This is just my design. So, you know, circle's great, peel it, stick it, whatever. But these are cardstock. All right, I had it printed cardstock, and I cut those out, and then I took a black marker and marked around the edges of it, so you could you couldn't see the white. So you know, you mark when you cut it with the scissors, you see the white. So I marked it with a marker black around. Okay, and then the same thing with these. Now, this is raised up to the level of this with the white foam board, okay? So just cut a little piece, gives you a little border, and it offset and brings it up. So it has that little 3D look. And this is what I was talking about. When you get these done, the real ones have a little piece of aluminum plated. It's either probably anodized silver or gold. And then they laser engrave it. But I just printed these. These are really nice cardstock printing. So overall, that's your deal. So I came down 4 inches, came over 3 inches, 3 inches, and then just kind of centered it in there. And then these are 3 inches from the sides, 3 inches from the bottom, 3 inches from the side, 3 inches from the bottom. And let's see that. Let's measure those. I'm going to give you exact measurements on these. Those are 5 by 4 1/4. Just make it whatever you want, but this is pretty close to the standard record. That's 5 1/2 and 3. Okay, so you get the point. You cut the 1/2 inch bigger than your print. So if you print a 4-inch piece, 4-inch, they say is 4 by 4. You want to make your foam 4 1/2 by 4 1/2. Gives you a 1/4 inch band all the way around. And look, if you don't cut these perfect, you see little imperfections like that. You know, like the ragged edge. So just, you have to get a razor sharp X-Acto knife, which is these guys. This is an X-Acto knife. And boy, they will whack you open. They'll cut you bad. Okay, so what I did is I took this glue, Gorilla, that's the mean stuff, okay? And I sprayed the back of the record. Now, these records, check it out. These are 50-cent records from the thrift store. Just garbage records. I was gonna put on the back of the frame the actual record cover was there. That's too much. But gold spray paint, literally gold, and you lightly mist it. You don't put a heavy coat on or you won't get that shine like that. But you have to mist it. Just mist it. Just a little misty spray. And it still has the lines in the record. You can see them. You can see the deep cut lines in the record. Not between the songs, but the actual lines in the record. So anyway, it will never play again. But this is how you make a gold record. So your banding is, I told you, it's 2" by 2" all the way around. Let me make sure I get that. Yeah, 2" by 2", and it's hard to cut. Okay, so back to this record. You spray the back of it. You make sure you don't get any on your edges or nothing. You can spray a little bit, an inch in all the way around. You don't have to get to the edges, and that sticks. Okay, again, 4 inches down, 3 inches over, 3 inches over, 3 inches up, 3 inches up, 3 inches over, and these line up. I just put a ruler under these guys and they line up. Okay, so when you come in 3 inches that way and you come in 3 inches that way, they line up. The space in the middle, whatever. It should be the same if you cut all your blocks the same, and then your posters are all the same, the poster board. And I start this by just laying the poster board on the counter. So you lay the poster board down. Right now I have the board slid under it that goes on the back of the frame. So that goes down, your paper laying hard, and in that way you can press on it and get that glue stuck really good. Now, I stacked it on top of the bottom. I slid it over on the bottom. And then the next piece is your banding. Put your banding on. You got to line all this stuff up really pretty on the corners. Because what you're going to do is you're going to drop your frame over it. See how that's off? You got to line all that up. It's kind of a pain in the A. But when you get it all lined up, it all looks fantastic. You get it all lined and perfect. Then you're going to put your glass on top of it. Now I have these frames come with this. I'll show you. They're like a ugly, wait a minute, did I already do that one? Oh yeah, I already peeled that one. So you take the back and you peel it off because they come with these guys. It peels off of there. So now I have my frame and I keep it down in the, you keep the glass down in the frame and you bring it over. It's hard to do when I'm holding the phone. So you line it up, and you lay it down on there. So you just kind of drop it on there. Just drop it. Nobody cares. So you have to line these corners up where they fit inside. See how it's fitting inside of there? Well, this corner is not fitting inside of there, so you got to go in there and push it around, move it around until it all lines up. And it drops down in there. Okay, see now I'm all the way around and it's in there all the way around. So you have to put your hand under it here and hold there. Now it's going to give a fingerprint on here, but here's the trick. It's not going to give a fingerprint. See that sticker? There's still a film on this side now. So when I'm done with this thing, I'll scratch it out of there and then peel that film off. And then you don't touch it. After you peel the film off, you lay this paper on it. See, I got that paper laying on there. And anyway, so I'm going to show you what a finished product looks like. And you kind of see it right there, but this paper, I was probably talking just then and didn't have my camera. I'm the worst with the phone in my hand. So that's your finished product. Look at that. And I mean, literally, I just told you everything you need to know about making these. So that's how you do a gold record. Some people like these for, band stuff, or just hang on your wall. So you're in a band and you just want to make yourself a gold record. Anybody can have a gold record, just know that. And you may got the stance and you don't get the pay, but you can have a gold record on your wall. And they're cool for art. I went in a pawn shop in Smyrna, Georgia, and I'm not going to say the name of the person, but there was 8 Leonard Skinner platinum records hanging on the wall. And if any research digging, you could probably find out. But the reality is these things are super cool. And to buy one, let's say you want to buy your friend one, hey, I want to give his band a record put on. Them things are like $300 or $400 to order one. The real ones from the RIAA, which is the Recording Industry Association of America, they're like $800, maybe $1,000 by now. But these, I think I have, when it's all said and done, paint, frames, foam board, poster board, glue, the records. I found them for 50 cents at the thrift store. The printing, everything, I think you're at about $30 a frame, maybe 28, somewhere in 28 to 30. It's very easy. The meticulous part is cutting the foam. You'll want to kill yourself after you're done with that. I'm not supposed to say that. You'll want to unalive yourself maybe by the time you're done cutting that foam, because it is literally a pain in the ass. But it's easy to do. It's doable. You have to cut slow. Don't grind your knife on anything that makes it dull. So you keep it in that foam. Cut your foam out before you cut anything else out, because that poster board comes in the same size, 24 by 32, and so you have to cut it, whatever size of your frame. Now, you can also do smaller frames with the little 33 records with, it's got the little yellow disc inside of them, the small records. I think they're like 7 inches or 6 or 7 inches. And sometimes they'll do that and make smaller frames, little tiny small frames. But this I found to be pretty manageable, pretty easy. Spraying the records is a trick without getting for some reason, records have static. They're vinyl. They have static. When you go to spray in, these little things like to go there. It looks worse than it's going to be when it dries. Trust me. When you spray that record, there's going to be stuff on it. You're like, oh my God, do not put your fingers on it. Do not put your fingers on it, because that leaves a grind spot, and you're going to want to be tempted to spray it again, and it never turns out the same. You'll have this ugly mark there, and then you're going to throw that record in the trash can and start again. So you might want to buy twice as many records as you're going to do. If you're going to make one frame, buy 2 or 3 records. And the first record is literal practice. It's going in the trash, guaranteed. And I found that if you stand them upright, not flat, you spray them flat, it gets weird. But you could take a couple something to lean them against there. And you lean it against the cans and you spray it. You just lightly spray it. And just, I'm serious, you want to dust these, because what I used is Rust-Oleum. Here it is right here. This is it. Rust-Oleum gold. It's like a high shine. You see it on the records. You can see how the records are shiny in places. So if you do a thick coat and 2 or 3 coats, that shine goes away. So you're going to learn on your first record. Just mist it until it literally covers, because for that static I told you about on the record itself, sucks the paint. It literally just takes the paint well. That paint right there takes this paint well. So you missed it, and you're going to want to just spray it okay, but you're going to throw that one away because it's going to be garbage. When you let these dry, that's when you put your labels on. And you glue those down with that Gorilla Glue, but you spray the back of the sticker. Do not spray it on the record. because once you lay that, you spray it and then keep it a little bit wet, and then center your little disc, that thing right there. You center that while the glue's still wet. Don't spray it and let it sit there and tack up on you, because that Gorilla Glue, when it starts to tack, you lay it down, it's there. It's not moving. So you want to spray it, and within 15 seconds, you want to have that seal on that record and move it to where it's equal. There's little cuts in the record. There's all circles. You don't have to measure it. You can look at it and just center it. But I believe that about wraps this up. You should be able to make yourself a gold record. Now, there's a lot of these online, a lot of videos. And why did I make this one? Because it seems hard in all the other videos. I'm not cutting anybody's video down, but it seems harder than it really is. I could do the whole measure the foam, cut the foam for you, all that. But I just feel like people are smart enough to figure that out. Like, take a ruler, mark 2 inches, draw lines, cut. So, but anyway, the hardest part is getting that word right there where it's not turned a little bit on the paper. Because again, you got to spray the back of that record with glue. And you're going to want to make sure you lay that 4-inch mark, 3-inch mark, 3-inch mark, 4-inch from the top, 3 inches from each side. Of course, this is this frame. You can get smaller frames or whatever, but this is a 18 by 20. I may have said 18 by 24 earlier. You know what? That might be a lie. I think it is. Let's measure it. Let's just measure it. Let's just measure it. Okay. I was right. 18 by 24. 18 by 24. Okay, so that's 18 by 24 is the size that I cut all this stuff. So you want to cut it a little smaller. If the frame's an 18 by 24. Look, when you open the frame, let's do this. Let's do this. This guy on the back, the thing that you pull out of the back of the frame, that's your measuring spot. If you lay it on there and it hangs over the edge, it's not going in that frame. If you lay it on there and it's way in, you're going to see it through the picture frame. It's a little giving on the poster board because you have a 2-inch band going all the way around that you're going to, cover it up. So if you cut it crooked or weird on the edge, it doesn't matter on the poster board because you're putting that band on there. When you put that black band or whatever band you choose. See, I bought a 5-pack of the color. So I did different ones. This is for a TV show called Band Together. And musicians are competing in each category. If you look, that says guitar. This one says piano. So, see how that one's purple? That one's purple. That one's red. That one's yellow. So, there's 5 categories in this music competition. And it's bass, drums, guitar, piano, and vocals. It's not just vocals. What do you think of that? You're going to love it. So, the winners are going to get these plaques. This is kind of like a gift that I'm hand making. And they're going to get these for like each, the category winners get these plaques. So someday when the show becomes a hit, y'all help me out with that, make it a hit. These will actually come from the people who make the RIAA records, because I'm not going to do this every time. Like this is hard. This is a very technical job. So anyway, if you want to learn how to make this record, this is the way to do it. Easy and cheap. All right, peace out. But wait, peace out.